Hey, what is up? What is happening? Welcome to another episode of Respect the Court. And right now, Game 3 is in progress between the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Oklahoma City Thunder. And Minnesota is laying the smackdown on OKC right now. It's ridiculous. Up by 30 plus points at the half, which I didn't see that coming. I knew they were going to come out aggressive, but not be up by 30 points at the half. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. I was sitting back. I've watched the first two games of both the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, more or less. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, okay, both Minnesota and New York are down 0-2, which is wild. Not wild in the sense that it hasn't happened before. Clearly, it has happened before. But just the way we have come from the first round all the way to the conference finals in such a way that I don't think anyone saw the way these first two games were going to go and have it look crazy. Like Indiana, game one, obviously just stealing the game, which was incredible. And then the Thunder just dominating Minnesota all over the place. Defensively, offensively, Minnesota looked just stuck and lost for the first two games. And it's crazy to see where we are right now. But you never know what's going to happen. But again, the 0-2 deficit had me thinking, there always is a possibility, right? There's always a chance that even though you're down, you can still turn the series around. Right? Right? I mean, it's possible. Matter of fact, it's so possible that it has happened 34 times in the NBA. It has happened 34 times where a team has recovered from a 0-2 deficit. Now, that's a very small percentage. That's actually, when you look at it, and when I say look at it, looking at it in terms of teams that had a lead of a 2-0 and then winning, which is 431. So when you look at the odds, a team coming back from 0-2, you have less than 8% chance of winning. So as of right now, Minnesota is trying to break that. Hopefully they'll win this game. It looks like they will. New York, I don't know. That's wild to me. I don't know how you even put yourself in that kind of position, losing two games at home in the conference final. Here's a fun stat. No NBA team has come back 0-2 after losing the first two games at home. And that is the history that the New York Knicks are going to have to fight against. It's wild. I've never seen anything like that. See a team just completely squander home court advantage. It's wild. At least in the conference finals, that is. We've seen this happen this season so far with one, the Cavaliers. They squandered a home court advantage, losing both games at home to Indiana, which is kind of one of the reasons I think Indiana is going to make it to the NBA Finals. And then you also had the Celtics, who also squandered a home court advantage going down 0-2 to New York. It's kind of crazy. Like, this entire playoff season has been full of drama, full of question marks, and full of fun basketball. But I do want to go quickly over the teams that have recovered from an 0-2 deficit in the conference finals and went on to not only recover, but to go ahead and win the series. And here's the thing. There are only 6 teams that have ever done this. 6 teams. The last team being the Toronto Raptors, which were led by Kawhi, when they were down 0-2 against Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals, came back and won that 4-2. Kind of crazy, but there it is. There it is. The next team that was able to pull off this incredible feat was the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2018. They were also down 0-2, and they came back and recovered and won 4 games to 3, defeating the Boston Celtics in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think I remember that one. That was a fun one. Yeah, that one was pretty cool. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. Then before that was 2012, the Thunder being down 0-2 to the Spurs. And they came back and won 4-2 in the Western Conference Finals. And in 2007, you had the LeBron James led Cleveland Cavaliers down 0-2 to the Detroit Pistons in the Eastern Conference Final. And they came back and won that series 4 games to 2. Pretty incredible. And then 1993, the Chicago Bulls with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. They were down 0-2 to the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks. You guys were there, man. You were there. And, of course, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen went ahead and took the Bulls and won 4 straight in the Eastern Conference Finals, winning 4-2 in that series. And then the first time it ever happened, recorded in the NBA, a team being down 0-2 in the conference finals and coming back to win, was the 1971 Washington Bullets, now known as the Washington Wizards. They being down, my goodness, once again, the Knicks. Y'all got a history, don't you? They were down 0-2 to the New York Knicks. The Washington Bullets came back and won this series 4 games to 3 in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's crazy to see that only 6 teams in all of NBA history since the 1950s, only 6 teams have done it. 6 teams, yo. 6 teams. That's crazy. So both for Minnesota and for New York, yeah, you guys have quite the hill to climb. But I'll watch, I'll pay attention, and it should be a good one. It really should be. And, it's crazy to think about that only 34 teams have recovered from an 0-2 deficit to actually come back and win this series. 34. It seems like a big number. It really isn't. I mean, we've had series all the way from the semifinals, the first round, the NBA finals themselves. Yeah, it's amazing what can happen, right, in the series when the momentum shifts just like that. Well, anyway, that's all I got for you. I just had that on my mind, just 0-2, and yeah, how many teams have actually come back 0-2 to win a series? I had to talk about it, and there you have it. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.